compared to the Absorb, the Esprit BTK is a similar scaffold, but it's improved in that it's a much thinner strutted device. It went from 150 microns to 99 microns. It also has a different configuration, slightly more rings along the length of it to give it more scaffold support. And finally, it has the time-tested elution profile of Xience. So it's got all the good things and some improvements.
Yeah, I think it will change it quite substantially. Up till now, we've had a number of devices for the below-knee space, atherectomy, IVL, angioplasty, but none of them have shown a true patency advantage over angioplasty alone. So this is a device which will affect the mechanical issues that we deal with, recoil, plaque, residual plaque burden dissections, but it also will provide an anti-restenotic effect and hit that biologic restenosis. So it's that combination that really is going to advance our treatment options and improve patency, which is ultimately what matters most for CLTI patients.
Well, I think this trial has told us that this is the standard of care now for infrapopliteal angioplasty or infrapopliteal intervention. Basel II told us that that was superior to surgery, but we're looking for a more durable outcome for our patients. That's what this device provides. But there are still some outstanding questions. One of them is how it's going to go in real-world disease, long lesions, calcified disease, bifurcation disease, for example. So that's important, and I think as that algorithm develops that Ryan was referring to, we'll start to understand what patients this works particularly well in and which ones to be a bit cautious with. And I think the other point I'd make is it's always about cost, and we're planning on doing a cost utility analysis to make sure this is a cost-effective form of therapy.
Well, I think that in deciding how to design the trial, we had to strike a balance between showing the efficacy of the device and of the strategy. And I think so we chose patients that would have been equally likely to succeed with either strategy and showed that clearly the device was superior. We always start in every vascular territory with the straightforward patients and then move to the more complex. And that's what's anticipated with this device, just as Ramon alluded.
I would just address that point as well. I do think these lesions are probably not as simple as they're being described. They're double the length of prior reports using bioresorbable scaffolds. We had the only contraindication to enrolling a patient in terms of lesion was that if you could not dilate the balloon effectively in a calcified lesion. And so we did have calcified patients. We just didn't have core lab scoring of all of those metrics. So I do think they're pretty complex lesions.
We had the same concerns about real-world lesions, and we did a subgroup analysis of lesion length. And we split these cases up into tercile, so the longest third of the lesions actually did better with the scaffold compared to the middle and primary tercile. So I've got a great deal of confidence this is going to be applicable to real-world tough disease in the infrapopliteal arteries.